thank you everyone for joining us for this session of Webinar Wednesday. Today we're going to look at the MapSync GPS IVL tool. This is an application produced by MapSync to allow connection of a GPS device to the mapping software for certain installations of the software on Windows devices in particular. You know, not a lot of people are familiar with the IVL. That is a phrase basically that we've coined. A lot of people have, of course, a lot of people have heard of GPS. You've heard of AVL, automated vehicle location. Well, IVL is, we refer to that as in-vehicle location. It's seeing your location on your map on your device, usually in a vehicle. So this goes along with our theme of everyday technology for everyday work. Of course, a few years ago, GPS and GIS mapping on a regular basis was not necessarily everyday technology. Today, GPS is readily available. Of course, GIS data, mapping, everything is becoming more and more available for everyday use. And our attempt is to apply those to the everyday workflow. The mapping applications and GPS. We'll look at that first, the need for this. Our applications that this tool integrates with are basically all of the MapSync GeoSync products, mapping products. GeoSync Go Plus, GeoSync Go Mobile, the initial mobile GeoSync Go application, GeoSync Go Desktop, GeoSync Go Web Map, and GeoSync XG, as well as our IRMA product, Interactive Responder Map Access. GeoSync Go Plus, GeoSync Go Mobile will automatically connect, and desktop will automatically connect to the GPS connection from the MapSync GPS IVL product. GeoSync XG, it can be set to automatically connect, but typically that connection is requested from the mapping application as well as IRMA. The standard is that it connects on request, but it can be configured to connect automatically. So the primary uses of GPS in the mapping, very common, very simple. We want to see where we are on the map. We have a GPS device that knows its location, and we want to see our location on our mapping application. We also may need to add new features, actually collect the location of a point. We can use a GPS location for that. And of course, we want to navigate to a location using our GPS. So we know where we are, where we want to go, and we can navigate to that. With the GeoSync, the mapping products, that varies depending on the product, on how you navigate. Some, we have the closest route, kind of turn-by-turn navigation. Some of them are a direct line, just a distance and a direction. So, moving on, the GPS connections themselves. And the reason for this app, most of your iOS and Android tablets and phones that have built-in GPS do not require this tool. They have built-in, the built-in GPS is readily available from the device. It's just there and we can use it. Where this GPS IVL tool comes in, particularly is on Windows-based devices, Windows tablets, Windows laptops. Even if you have an internal GPS, you'll need this application to connect to the GPS location in the mapping application. In particular, like I say, there are very few Windows devices, particularly tablets, that have built-in GPS, and very few even laptops. Those are usually a special order to get the GPS in a laptop, and like I say, even if it is built in, you do have to have this app to connect to it. So they do require the GPS IVL tool to connect GPS to the mapping. The MapSync GPS IVL tool is free, as we mentioned, and it is available to our GeoSync Go or all of our customers that need it. It is not currently downloadable from the website, so if you do need a need the application print to install, let one of your customer representatives know, support team. You can request it through info@cdp-engineers.com, tech support at MapSync. The ways that you connect us, you contact us. Probably the easiest way is to email the request to tech support. So the GPS IVL tool, it is used particularly for connection to external GPS devices, as I mentioned. Even if those devices are internal in a laptop, if the receiver is built in the laptop, it's still considered an external device because it is not part of the system. So we still have to reach out and connect to that. This application is based on Microsoft operating systems, Windows OS. It typically is used on laptops and tablets, Windows phones. Anybody still has one of those? It does not work on the Windows phones or the older types. So it's specifically on the Windows operating system. Windows 7 or newer, by the way. If you have XP or older, it will not work. It communicates with a COM port connection, so your GPS device, external GPS device, or internal will have to be one that communicates to a COM port, which that's very typical. Almost always, I don't know that I've seen one that does not communicate with the commercial GPS units. External devices, they most always communicate with a COM port. The connection can be set, it can be automatic. There's basically a detect button, so we can detect it. It'll automatically detect the device and its COM port. Or if you know the COM ports, you can say, well, it's on COM 3 and I want to connect to it. We'll look at that a little more closely in a moment. It will also remember the last COM port connection. If you connected previously, the next time you connect, it can remember that connection. There are connection indicators, the status of the GPS connection. They're part of the application, part of the tool. You can also log, save, and replay a route, a GPS route. Once you're connected, you can actually turn on a recording where it will record the route that you drive or you walk, what have you. And then you can replay that. We'll look at that as well. So, starting the application. I guess first, before we get to that installation, we can provide you with an installation package. It's basically an executable that you run. You do want to run that as an administrator with administrative privileges to make sure you get full functionality and everything works properly. So once that is installed, it's very simple to install, very standard. You will have an icon on your screen that looks like the top left here. It will be labeled MapSync GPS IVL Tool. Looks like a compass with a gold arrow. So once it's there, to actually, when you start this, when you start the application, you will not see the application open on the screen. It starts running in memory. At the bottom in your Windows tray, you'll notice can't see it here, but you'll have a better picture later, but a lightning bolt. It will be a grayed out lightning bolt icon. If you right click on that icon, you'll get two options. One is to exit, and one is to show the form. If you select show form, that will actually open the window, the interface to the GPS tool. Once this is open, you have two options. If you know which COM port your GPS device is communicating with, basically sending the location information to, you can select that COM port from COM ports, the drop down here, and just click connect. If you're not sure which port it's on, you click detect. It will actually go out and find that device and let you know where it is. So in this case, what I've done, the next step, I would have selected detect. I want to automatically detect that device. So the next screen you'll see, after that happens, it will show you GPS port found, COM 3. When you select OK on this dialog, the next screen, the tool will connect to that GPS device on the COM port. And you'll notice the lightning bolt now is gold, so that means you are connected to the device. What you'll notice here, in this case, it still says GPS is connected, but my box is red. That means, what that means is we're connected, but we're not getting a valid GPS signal or GPS string. And you'll notice that as well here in the under this position box. You'll notice that the latitude and longitude are not available. We are getting a speed for some reason. I don't think I was 600 miles an hour, but or negative 600. So anyway, so our speed and course are negative. We are getting a time because we're connected, but we're not getting a position at this point. And that could be some of these devices, if GPS devices, if they set for a while without use, they may have to run for a moment and actually download information like an almanac, actually get current information about the satellites before they can actually start sending information. So sometimes it may take just a few seconds. Other times it may take a couple minutes or longer. It depends on the device that you use. So, and as far as the connection, we'll also notice in the tray at the bottom, I mentioned earlier, the icon that you can use to access the application or the interface. This is the lightning bolt I referred to. If it is grayed out, that means you are not connected to the tool is not connected to the GPS at all. Physically, it's just not even connected and not receiving. Once that arrow or that lightning bolt turns gold, that means we are connected to the GPS device. If it has a red box around that, it means we're connected, but we're not getting a valid GPS signal or data stream. Something's not there. And it, like I mentioned earlier, it could be that the device just hasn't downloaded its almanac, all the information about the satellite to actually give a good signal. If the lightning bolt is gold and there's no indicator around it, no red box, that means we're connected and we're ready to go. We're receiving valid GPS information, location information. Next, actually using the application. Once it's connected, here on the left is what it will look like, what the application will look like. At that point, you can actually hide this. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you've already used the application or used the tool and connected, if your GPS device, if the next time you start, if your GPS device is still communicating with the same COM port that it was the last time, once you start the tool, you do not have to open, you do not have to view the information. It will automatically connect, and you can tell by the indicator in the tray if you're connected or not. So you don't have to go back to this interface again if you're connected to the same COM port with that device. Again, this is what it looks like. If you want to disconnect, you can click disconnect. Another tab, this is the GPS tab on the right. See, we've got latitude, longitude, speed, don't know if we course because we weren't moving, time, and so on. So we're connected and working. If you click the raw tab, that's the raw GPS data coming in through the COM port into the tool. There is an AVL button tab. We're not going to go into that at the moment. As I mentioned when we began, AVL is automated vehicle location. We're not going to work with that today, but this tool will also provide location for the vehicle, not only in vehicle, but if you have the MapSync AVL server, and if you have that set of our AVL system, this device will also communicate to that the AVL system if you have it. And then settings just kind of shows you what the settings are set up. Mostly what you see here, which COM port we're connected to, and things like that. So very not something you use or need on a regular basis. So again, once this is connected, once your GPS is connected and you have a valid signal, your GPS or your GeoSync or your MapSync mapping products, most of your GeoSync and Irma products, mapping products will display that location on the map. So the mapping applications get the GPS information from this tool, display your location on the map. So you have to have this running before you can see your GPS location in the GeoSync or IRMA mapping applications. Something else we can do, I mentioned that we may want to record our route. We may want to go out and not necessarily do a GPS map collection. You know, we're not going to map a route. We just want to record it for future reference. The way you do this, first you have to make sure the IVL solution is disconnected. You know, if it's already running, you'll open this menu and disconnect. Then you have the option to log GPS. You select the box, put the check mark in there. In the box below, you either give a new file name or you can drop it down and pick another file that you wanted to overwrite. So you tell it which file to store the information in, and then click connect. So disconnect, turn on log GPS, give it a file name, and it does need to end in .gps if you type in a new file name. So once you've got those, you hit connect. Once it connects, again it connects to your, or you can detect or connect either way, as we did before. Once it's connected, the application will start. Will connect to GPS and start tracking you. Then as you drive or walk the route, it will record the locations in this file. In this case, I've called it webinar.gps. So everywhere I go, it's recording my location in order. Again, the rest of this looks the same. When you're finished, simply disconnect, and you can turn off the log GPS, then go back to standard, then connect again without that, and it's not recording. Again, disconnect, turn on GPS, give it a name, connect. It starts recording. When you're finished, just simply disconnect and turn off the log GPS. The log files are saved on your local hard drive. The log files that we create in the recording are in C, XG personal layers, common, and logs. So all of our logs for our GeoSync mapping products are stored in that logs folder. Well, not all of them, but most. So once we recorded, we will likely want to replay that route that we recorded and we logged. To do that, you'll need to go in, as we did before we recorded, and disconnect. If your GPS IVLs are connected to your GPS device, you'll want to disconnect. And then at the bottom right here, you want to select the file that you created, that you recorded under GPS, your log GPS. In this case here is my webinar GPS. Select that file and open. At that point, the AVL or the IVL MapSync GPS IVL starts replaying those locations as if you were connected. So once it's playing, those locations will display on your GeoSync map, whichever map you have. So it's not live; it's Memorex. But we actually it will replay that as if you were connected and actually connected directly to it. So that is all I have today. Thank you very much.